All right. Our is already in the house. It was me struggling with the internet. I invite our welcome. I don't know if I've made him a co-host. My network is not good today. It's raining cats and dogs. I don't know who brought that term of cats and dogs. I have been outside trying to check whether the cats are running over the dogs. You see, I'm not an Englishman. So someone should not say, but Julius, are you serious? I'm not an Englishman. Okay. I just try to speak this language so that all of you can understand me. But yes, Fred, surely. I read the comment that it rains cats and dogs. So I thought when it starts, when you go outside, you can see some dogs chasing cats or cats chasing dogs. But anyway, I'll find out from any Englishman on the call. I'll find out. Hey, cats. Freddy, please make sure your interpretation doesn't go astray. Because I hope your interpretation should remain in line. Make sure you don't interpret you interpret my statements differently. Okay. All right. That was just a joke, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's call. Before we get started, I just want to inspire someone who would love to stay home, work from home. Just want to inspire someone who wants to stay home. And work from home, work for your phone. You feel like you want to make your phone your main office. Yeah, you just need to do like Mr. Emma does, find a small room where you sit or stay at home. It's up to you. I want to inspire you with my team building income, right? Inspire someone who's willing to stay home, work from home. All right. Good. Okay. Look at this income, ladies and gentlemen. It's a home-based income. Okay, you could, I want us to just take a try since this month started, how much so far collected. So we're going to add this total together. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Today is the 5th day. Today is 5th. The day hasn't ended, but we shall calculate at the end of the day. Let us see how much so far. If you decide to take Royalq serious, as people get in and as our guest speaker gets ready, let us see. 5 days so far down the line. So we want to add this total together, which is 207 plus 107, 207 plus 107. 5 days, ladies and gentlemen. Let us see 5 days of Royalq. Full time at home. Doing what you're supposed to do, 1 plus 143, okay, plus 98. This is 5 days. 5 days, let us multiply by the average. If you are in Uganda, a dollar is around 3,750. It is 2.5 million Ugandan shillings in 5 days. Okay, all right. Okay, how much is a dollar in Nigeria? How much is USDT in Nigeria? How much is USDT in Nigeria? Let me find out in the chat. Type for me your different countries as we invite our guest speaker. Type for me, you're staying home, you want to work from home, build a home-based business, all right? Make some good money as you trade. It is 7,745. Okay, so let's multiply and see. Different countries. I want to inspire someone who's ready to build 745. It is 500 508,835 Nigerian naira. All right. Another country on the call, another country on the call, another country call. Okay, it is okay. Let me, right. It is 5 Ghana cedis, 10.7 cedis. Okay, so it is, let's see, 1 week, 5 days. I've not said 1 week, 5 days, 11 Ghana cedis. So it will be 7,513 Ghana cedis in 7 days, in 5 days. Let's see another country on the call. Let's see another country on the call. We have Batra from India. It says 87 Indian rupees. 87 Indian rupees. Okay, let's multiply this by 87. 59,421 Indian. Right. Okay. All right. So let's see. Kenya is 134 Kenyan shillings. 134 Kenyan shillings. 134 Kenyan shillings. It's 91,000. 91,522 Kenyan shillings. All right. Let's see another 2,400 Tanzanian shillings. 2,400 Tanzanian shillings. 2,400 Tanzanian shillings. It's 1.6 million Tanzanian shillings. All right. Okay, let's check out another last two currencies. Okay, South Africa, the rands, it is 17.86 rands. 17.86 rands. 17.86 rands. Right, it is 12,198 98 South African rands. In 2 minutes, we are getting started. Let me see if there is any other country not left behind. Okay, it is 1,100 mafaranga. 1,100 mafaranga. Mafaranga is the 1,105. 1,105. Okay, it is 54,715 mafaranga. All right. Okay, that is the Rwanda. Okay. All right. Okay, those in euro are saying 0.80. Okay, it is 542 pounds. 546 pounds. All right. I hope I'm done and our presenter is ready. Now, what makes this phenomenal is that it is residual. You know, that's what makes it phenomenal. It is residual. Why, Julius? Because as long as you decide to have people that are trading, as long as you decide to have people that are trading, on every profit, I just want to go to asset. On every profit they make, you earn something. I think my network is not good. On every profit, every minute, every second, you'll earn something. So allow me now, having given and just a simple introduction to inspire someone who would love to stay home, work from home. Okay, like you see, every person, whoever wins a trade, you always make something, right? Okay, beautiful, beautiful. It's residual, it's repeated, it's recurring, it's non-stop, right? Okay, 62 Gambian. I forget, okay, just this last person is saying you are forgetting the Gambians, all right, which is 42,346 Gambian dollars. I think the Gambians use the Gambian dollars. If I remember very well, they use the Gambian dollars. All right, okay, so the beauty about this, you have time to stay with your family. Whenever they need you, you are available. Yo, it is called Dalasi. It's called the Gambian use the currency called Dalasi. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Great learning. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, why? Because it gives you the freedom to do what Dalasi, okay, to do what you want to do when you want to do it with who you want to do it with. That's beautiful. You stay home with your family. When they need you, you are available, right? You can have the time to do everything you want to do anytime. So freedom, time freedom, and financial freedom is key, because at the end of the day, it's not about how much money you make, but it's about the experience you have in life. Life is all about experience. Life is all about experience. Okay. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, allow me invite a super invest specified into those. He's specified into is a coach and a mentor, is a trainer of social media expert, is a social media expert, but also an investment expert. So he guides people on how they could invest right in different assets online. With pleasure, allow me usher in our presenter for today, none other than Coach Manish, all the way from India, to take us through the best ways we could invest right and how we could do this. Welcome, sir, and happy to have you with us this morning.
Well, thank you so much, Leader Julius, for a lovely introduction and the insights that you shared. That was very close to my heart. If someone asks me the reason why I'm into cryptocurrency, why I love crypto trading, one word, in one word, I will answer freedom, because I love freedom. I want to work in a job, obey some boss order. I don't want to limit myself to a business where I am required every time from the morning till the evening. I don't want to see myself in any kind of cage. That is my reason that I love freedom. And cryptocurrency trading gives me freedom to work from anywhere, anytime, and with anyone I want to work. So that is the only reason I'm doing cryptocurrency. After being so, after spending so many years in different businesses, this this can be the final one that I love, and I love cryptocurrency trading. So today's topic, as we all know, is about BTC accumulation. Why and how to accumulate BTC for our future, and what is the best way to accumulate BTC. But before that, before going to the how part, let us discuss what is Bitcoin, what is cryptocurrency, and why Bitcoin accumulation is so important for you to get up and look for it seriously. So let me share my screen right now and welcome all the guests from different parts of the world. So let us move to the presentation, and let us start today's session about a brief introduction of cryptocurrency. As we all know, what is cryptocurrency, because we are already working in industry and we all are in the Royalq family. Cryptocurrency started in the year 2008, when was the first cryptocurrency of the world that was launched, and that is Bitcoin. Bitcoin was launched in the year 2009. Exact the date is January 9th on 2009, and it was launched by a group of some anonymous people that they call themselves Satoshi Nakamoto. Nobody knows who Satoshi Nakamoto, whether he's a single person or a group of people, whether he's a male or a female, whether he belongs to America, whether he belongs to Japan, whether he's a Chinese, whether he's an African, whether he's in India or any part of the world. So nobody knows, because it is an anonymous name. After he launched the white paper of Bitcoin in the year 2009 and gave us this first cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, after a few days, he disappeared. So this was the launch of Bitcoin, and very soon, very soon, many different companies they started taking interest in this new form of currency, and they started launching their own cryptocurrency. And until now, if you go to the site coinmarketcap.com, we can see there are more than 22,000 different cryptocurrencies in the world. So what is let me explain a few things about cryptocurrency to help you know more about cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency, if you want to understand, these are the three important points or descriptions which you can which you can understand, and that will be enough. But that will be enough because we don't want to go deep into it, and we don't require to be a very great crypto expert, because we have this automatic which we use for crypto trading. But we must know what is the basic of cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency, as we all know, is a global digital currency. It is a currency because we can use it to uh, purchase some goods or services and pay in form of Bitcoin. That is why we call it currency. It is a digital currency because it travels on internet, and it is also a global digital currency because it has the same value around the world. If you have a Bitcoin in your country and you want to send to some other country, they will receive in the same amount of quantity and value of Bitcoin. Just now, just Julius was he was calculating what is the what is the amount of week of 5 days income in different parts of the world, in different countries. But if we calculate his income in BTC, in form of BTC, it will remain the same. Even if you come from Uganda, you come from Ghana, you come from Nigeria, you come from Europe, you come from America, it will remain the same. So that is why it is called a global digital currency. Second thing, it is secured by cryptography that runs on a blockchain. Blockchain makes the most secure way of transaction to store any information, and it is also called hack-proof method of transaction. So blockchain is called hack-proof, and it is very highly secure. Even most of the industries in different countries are adopting to blockchain. Not even in country, but other fields also. Even the government of my country, India, is also promoting to adopt blockchain, and they are advising, they are suggesting different to update their systems in blockchain because it is very safe and secure, and it is considered to be impossible to hack. Third thing, that is the most that makes the cryptocurrency the most valuable asset, that is it is a decentralized finance. Being decentralized means that nobody no single person or a group of company or a group of people or a group or a single company or a single authority, they cannot control and manipulate this cryptocurrency, because cryptocurrency runs on thousands of different servers that are linked together in a blockchain that form a block. So no person can edit it or hack it or manipulate it. That is why it is called decentralized, where we don't have any single control. It is decentralized. And another part is it is not uh, the supply of any cryptocurrency. The most of cryptocurrency supply is not unlimited. They are limited in total supply. So on any cryptocurrency that you are trading, you must know about the total supply of the currency and the total circulating supply in the market. That is how you can do your fundamental analysis, right? So apart from these very important reasons, why do you think to invest in cryptocurrency? The most important reason to invest in cryptocurrency is the growth. How much it has grown in the past 5 or 10 or 15 years. So if I compare it with the all the different companies, the top $1 billion companies in the world, the top rich companies in the world, and I compare the growth of Bitcoin, that was the first currency, with all these companies' growth in the last decade, in the last 10 years. So I compared it with Amazon, because Amazon is the #1 e-commerce site in the world. Everybody loves to do online shopping there. And we compare it with many other different top companies in the world, right? So Amazon gave a growth of more than 1000%, 1000% in the last 10 years. Tesla, we all know Tesla, that is the richest company in the world. His owner, Elon Musk, is considered to be the richest person alive on this earth, and he declared that his company Tesla has given a growth of more than 12,000% in the last 10 years. What about Apple? We all love iPhones. Most of you may be using iPhones right now, or iPads, or any other gadgets from Apple company. Apple has given around 700% in growth in the last 10 years. S&P has been growing at a slow rate of 277% per in the last decade. Google, as we all know, we cannot use internet because without Google or without Microsoft. So these two companies have given 700 to 1000% growth in the last 10 years. And what about the traditional form of investment that we all know, the oldest form of investment that our parents and grandparents used to advise us? Whenever you have money, son, go and buy some gold, right? All of us have received this kind of advice. I've listened to this kind of advice from our elders, that gold is the most precious metal. We should invest in gold. But if you compare it with all these different form of investments, gold has given just 9% growth in the last 10 years, not even 1% per year. So that is a comparison among all the different top $1 billion companies in the world, the most successful companies in the world. Can we compare it with the growth of Bitcoin? That is best form of investment that we can imagine. In the last 10 years, Bitcoin has given more than 569,000% growth. 569. If I take a round figure, it has given 570,000% growth in the last decade only, in the last 10 years. And it started before 10 years. It started exactly 14 years before, in the month of January. So how much can you imagine of a single asset, a single form of investment? If you had invested in any of these top companies that you consider that nobody can doubt about that the growth of these companies, because these are the top companies in the world. If you had invested in the top company in Tesla 10 years before, your asset, your investment maybe it has grown 12,000% in the last 10 years, and you are thinking that you are so lucky that you invested in the right company at the right time. But for someone who invested in Bitcoin 10 years before, just 10 years before, and he would have gained this tremendous growth of more than 500,000% in value. So this is beyond imagination, beyond comparison, that we must think about Bitcoin as our first priority to invest into and to grow our wealth, right? So in order to become rich, we must invest in some asset that has given a tremendous growth, the maximum growth in the last 10 years, 15 years. And if we can analyze the price chart of this Bitcoin, we can see that how much potential this coin has, this currency has, this investment has to give us a better future in the coming years. So if you know something about this chart, this is a world famous chart. This is the most important chart that you will ever see in the industry of cryptocurrency. That is a Bitcoin stock to flow chart. So let me give you some important points about this chart. If you are attending this for the first time, you must take out your notepad and pen and start taking notes, because this is so important that it has the power to change your life. It has the power to change your life if you know what you are seeing right now in front of your eyes, and you can analyze this chart to see the future. It has got the power and ability to give you the power to see the future. And if you have this knowledge, it will help you to take better decisions and make your future the best that you can imagine, right? So this is the chart of this is the journey of Bitcoin from the day it started in the year 2009, as you see here. And we are here now. We are here now in the year 2023, right? We are here in 2023. And since the last 14 years, if I give you the summary of this chart, if I give you the summary of this chart, it has given more than 6 million% in growth. What is the price of Bitcoin right now? It is around 28,000 per $28,000 per Bitcoin. And if you could imagine, if you knew this price 14 years before, if you could see the future 14 years before, the price of Bitcoin when it started from the year 1 to year 3, for the first 3 years, it didn't go above $1. It was around $0.4 per Bitcoin. So for the person who started when the Bitcoin was launched in the few years, and if he still has the same quantity and access to the Bitcoin that he started with, till now his asset would have grown to 6 million% in value. So can you imagine, is he would be the happiest person in the world. He would be the happiest person in the world. So it started in the year 2009, and when Bitcoin was launched, nobody knew what is this new currency, new form of internet money. But some people started taking interest, and they started mining Bitcoin. This was the single activity that one could do for earning up income from Bitcoin, from a cryptocurrency. So they started mining Bitcoin. So that is why the starting era we also call it a pioneers era, or we can call it a mining era also, right? Because the only way that you could make money from crypto that era was through mining. So a lot of people started mining, and if you mined one coin of Bitcoin, you mine in that time mining, if you mined one Bitcoin, you would be rewarded with a mining reward, and that reward was, in the first few years, was around 25 Bitcoin. If you started this mining project at your home or wherever you want to work, every time you mine a Bitcoin, you would be rewarded by 25 Bitcoins. So could you imagine right now, if someone gives you 25 Bitcoins every time you mine a single coin? So that was the started of mining at that time. But after first 4 years, a very important event happened, that is called a halving. The halving. So it was all written in the white paper when the Bitcoin was launched, that after every 4 years, there is going to be Bitcoin halving. After every 4 years, there is going to be an event called Bitcoin halving. And what is it about? It will cut the mining reward to half. It will cut the mining reward to half, right? So after 4 years, the mining reward was cut to half. So now people were earning 12.5 BTC every time they verified the transactions and they were successfully mining the Bitcoin, right? So this was the reward, and after every halving, the mining reward will be cut to half. So that is how the Bitcoin, the creators of Bitcoin, they made a cap, an upper limit. You can call it a capping on the total supply of Bitcoin. So in this way, they declared that the total supply of Bitcoin would not exceed more than 21 million BTC. The total supply of Bitcoin will not exceed 21 million Bitcoins. So that is the total supply Bitcoin can be generated. After that, no more coins will be generated in Bitcoin, right? So why this halving is so important, that we draw a line here indicating this halving event, and we also see that the era has changed after this. The name of the era has changed after this halving, because this is the most important event in the cryptocurrency. This is called Bitcoin halving. And the importance of this event, you can see if you study this chart, what happens before this halving and what happens after this halving. That is the most important thing you need to learn and understand. So before Okay, sorry for the technical issue. Maybe I was kicked out of the meeting due to a poor network. So let us continue from where we left. And can you hear my voice? Is my voice audible? Someone is writing, I can't hear. Is my voice audible to all of you? Can you confirm in the chat?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. Because someone was writing, I can't hear. So maybe that was before when I left. Okay. So let me share the screen again and let us take you back to that wonderful chart of Bitcoin. And let us know this chart better. Why it is so important. So we were in the starting era, that was the pioneers era, and the Bitcoin, the launch of Bitcoin, we saw in the year 2009. And we also saw that gradually the price of Bitcoin, it touched a all-time high price of more than $10 per Bitcoin, maybe around $12 per Bitcoin. The people were so happy because the Bitcoin that started in few years back and it was below $1 or maybe 0.5 per Bitcoin. Now it has grown to $12 in value. So they had a very good return on investment. But as we all know, what goes up, it must comes down. What goes up, it must comes down, and what comes down, it has to go up. So this has been the behavior of Bitcoin in the last 14 years. It has always gone up and in the bullish season, and it has always come down to a low point in the bearish season. So when it came down after this touching this all-time high, it came down till here, and it slowly started progressing towards the important event of halving. This halving happened in the year 2012, right? So this was the first halving, and immediately after this halving, as you can see, the price of Bitcoin, it started a bull run. That means the price of Bitcoin started to run up. So it was so immense. It was so immense that it touched a new all-time high of more than $1,000 per Bitcoin. So people were so amazed, so excited that the highest price if someone have bought in the previous era was around $10. It has gone up by almost 100 times, That is more than $1,000 per Bitcoin. So this was the second all-time high that was created, and people started to connect this growth of Bitcoin with this important event that was called the Bitcoin halving. So they started to know the importance of this
internet. My Manish, you better come to Uganda, right? You need to be specific. You come to Masaka.
Okay. Thanks for inviting me.
All right. I
I
hope
love
you are back.
to visit you. And before that, I'm eagerly waiting for you to come to India.
Sure. I think by June I'll be in India. Don't worry.
Yeah. So I'm eagerly waiting. I'm most excited person in India right now to have you here.
I
See
shall
you.
travel, but
Right.
I'll be there soon.
Thank you so much. So let us go ahead and learn few things about this wonderful chart and the importance of this event. So people were waiting for the next halving to happen, and it happened in the year 2018. And as expected, before the prices that were going down now started to rise, and it new all-time high, a new all-time high that was much higher than all the previous two all-time highs. And if you connect it with this, the price, the price range here in the x-axis, you will find that it is around more than $10,000 per Bitcoin. So every time this halving happened, people started uh, uh, people started knowing this fact that this halving is so important that it can increase the price of Bitcoin to a new all-time high every time we have this halving, right? So again, it touched a new all-time high, which was higher than before. And as the Bitcoin started to drop, now more and more people were investing into Bitcoin because they wanted to take benefit of the low price of Bitcoin in the bear market and accumulate more and more of crypto or Bitcoin to prepare for the next halving that is going to happen in the year 2020. And I believe most of you who are present in this meeting would have seen what was the bull run that started after the year 2020. Most of you have seen that new all-time high Bitcoin touch in the year 2021 or 22. That was around 69,000 per Bitcoin, $69,000 per Bitcoin. So this was the last all-time high which we saw maybe 2 years back, and now we are here. Where we are here, where we are now, we are here now in the year 2023. And what is the opportunity that is in ahead of us, in front of us? We have two golden opportunities in front of us. You can call it golden because it has the power and potential to make you a millionaire or maybe a billionaire if you start today and take action. If you start today to take action, as we saw in the previous three eras, that before the halving happened, the Bitcoin prices are falling down. And this bear market, we are already into this bear market since the last year. Last 1 year had been bear market, and slowly, gradually, the market has started to take momentum. But the most lucky people, the most smart people in the industry, what they do, they take advantage of this market. The smart traders, the smartest traders in the world, what they do, they take advantage of this bear market, the drop in the market, and they buy the dip. What they do, they buy dip because they know that this is the golden opportunity that they are into. Because if they buy now, they will get more quantity of Bitcoin than ever before, and the all the quantity of Bitcoin that they can accumulate in the bear season will give them tremendous growth in the bull season, in the bull run. So they all look at what is the power of this, what is the power and potential of this Bitcoin halving, and they have already seen this three times before. The market has already proven three times before, and now if you have this knowledge, you can clearly see what is coming in the next year, that is 2024. The most important event in the history of cryptocurrencies that is going to happen in the next year, that is Bitcoin halving, number 4. And that will be in 2024. Maybe this time around the year, you will see a next Bitcoin halving. So as we already saw what happened after every halving, Bitcoin touched a new all-time high, and the new all-time high was much higher than all the previous all-time high. If you could connect all these points, the highest point, you can see that market is always moving up. If you see this in a lower time frame, if you see this in monthly time frame or a 4 hours time frame or a 1 day time frame, you will see that market is going down and bearish season is there. And if you go to the or even more lower time frame, that you may be fearful in this prices that has fallen from 69,000 to around 28,000 right now. 28,000, 69,000 to 28,000. If you see in a smaller zone of picture, you would fear to enter into this market. But if you see this picture on a bigger time frame, you would see that this is a clear uptrend. This is a clear uptrend. And if you analyze this chart, you see that after every halving, we see a new all-time high is created. A new all-time high is created, and that is much above what we saw before in the previous era. So if this continues, we most probably will be seeing a new all-time high, and that will be much above the previous one, that was 69,000. 69,000. It could be 100,000, it could be 500,000, it could be even more. But the most senior experts, the smart experts in the world that have a lot of knowledge and they have been following this chart, they are saying that Bitcoin can touch a new all-time high after this halving the next year. In the coming 1 or 2 years, the new all-time high can be more than $1 million per Bitcoin. It can be more than $1 million per Bitcoin. Even some experts are so bullish that they say it can go above $2.5 million per Bitcoin in the coming few years. So if you see this happening after every halving, you could draw a line like this. You see this blue line running this in touching all the important points of this chart, and they have predicted it to reach to this level, and this could be the next all-time high. And if you connect it to the price range here, it is saying that it can be $1 million per Bitcoin. So what is the opportunity that is in front of us? That we are so lucky that we are able to buy a Bitcoin, one Bitcoin, that is just $28,000 per Bitcoin. For some of you, it may be a huge investment to buy even one Bitcoin that has a value of 28,000 Bitcoin. But think about it as an investor's point of view. If you invested in any real estate, if you invested in gold, if you invested in your bank or in some stocks, and you purchase some asset for you, for your future, for your coming future, and if you invest in 28,000, how much return do you expect to have after 5 years or maybe 10 years? I'm not talking about small term. I'm talking about long term. If you had invested $28,000 in any form of your favorite exact investment, any of your favorite investment that you believe in, How much return do you expect in the coming 5 to 10 years? Leave Bitcoin, leave cryptocurrency. Just give me an answer in the chat. If I invested 28,000 in the best asset, in the best company, in the best stocks, in the best bank, in the best property, how much my investment would grow in the coming 5 to 10 years? Can anybody answer in the chat? In percentage. I want an answer in percentage. How much percentage do you expect to have in 5 to 10 years? In 5 to 10 years, if I invested $28,000 today, how much return do you expect if I invested in real estate, in gold, in some commercial property? How much can be our return? I don't see any answers in the chat. Maybe maybe you're calculating. Can we have some answers in the chat? How much can be the return on investment? I don't know if you can hear me or reply in the chat, or maybe it is due to some security. So as you answer, I can share my view. I can share my view that maybe I get, if I invested in property, real estate, maybe I get around 100% or maybe 200% return in the next 5 years. That can be on a higher side of expectation. But if you invest now in Bitcoin, which has already given a percentage of 6 million %, and your investment, that is 28,000 right now, can go to $1 million or above. Not in 5 years, not in 10 years, not in 25 years, in just 2 to 3 years, maximum 2 to 3 years. Because this has been happening before and after every halving. After every halving, Bitcoin has been forming a new all-time high, and it can form a new all-time high here. Even if you don't believe, it will happen. Even if you don't invest anything, it will happen. Even if you don't believe in cryptocurrency, it will happen. Even if you leave crypto today, you will read it in your newspaper, you will hear it from your friends' income statement. So that is the future that you must think about and look for it seriously and take action now. The only people sorry, the only people that will benefit from this important event that is coming in the next year would be only those people who take action now, and they will change the future of their financial condition and their family's future too. They will be the most lucky people in the world. So what action do you want to take now? Let me reply a message in the chat. He's just give me 1 second. A team member wants my help, so let me reply it. And okay, And let us go back. And let us go to the next part of today's lesson. I hope you have now understood what the future lies in front of us in the very near future, not a long term future. In the coming 1 or 2 or maybe 3 years, we all have this wonderful opportunity to change our financial status, to change the the future of our families and children. That we can now invest in Bitcoin, even if you don't have $28,000 $28,000 to invest and buy one Bitcoin. You have this opportunity that you can start with as little as you have now, as little amount that you have now, and just start accumulating. The smartest thing that you can do is to start accumulating, because even if you don't have a big capital to buy one or few Bitcoins, you can start with the smallest unit of Bitcoin, that is a Satoshi, and start accumulating more and more of Bitcoin, because we have this opportunity. We are living in this opportunity in the current period, that we have this opportunity to buy Bitcoin when it is in the lowest, one of the lowest prices of all time. And we have this wonderful Bitcoin halving coming in the next year that is in front of us. So, how to accumulate, that we need to learn today. But before that, we needed to understand what why we need to accumulate, right? So I hope you have now a clear idea, a clear reason why you need to accumulate more and more of Bitcoin. So if you have a clear why with you, that why you need to invest in Bitcoin and why you need to accumulate more and more before this halving, before the next year halving, so that you take the maximum advantage of this bull run that is coming in the next 1 year. So now coming to the how part, how can we accumulate? There are many ways to accumulate. You can buy and hold. The first thing you can do, you can buy and hold it till the price reaches 1 million, or maybe you want to hold it for 2 million. But that won't increase the quantity of Bitcoin that you can accumulate. That will just be like you saved and you purchased the land, but you cannot multiply your land. You have a land of a property or a land. All you can do is keep your land in your possession till you have a very good return on that investment. But to be a trader is the best thing you can do. To be a trader, that is the best thing you can do. And trading gives you the opportunity to even multiply your asset, even multiply and compound your asset to such huge numbers that you can't imagine right now. So you have this wonderful robot. I suppose we all have this wonderful robot, that is Royalq. And Royalq gives you this opportunity to accumulate BTC, accumulate Bitcoin on any other crypto that you want. You can accumulate any crypto that you want. It doesn't matter if even if you don't want to accumulate BTC, you can accumulate more of whatever you whichever crypto that you love, because we know that Bitcoin is not even a cryptocurrency, it is the mother coin of all the different cryptocurrencies, because it has the highest domination. A few months back, Bitcoin domination was around 40%, but now currently it has increased to 45%. So what does that mean? Even if you don't have Bitcoin, even if you have any of these currencies, all the market will go up once Bitcoin reaches the new all-time high. Because when bull run starts, all the market goes crazy. You can see here, all the coins has been rising. even more than Bitcoin. Even more than Bitcoin. Bitcoin has given 1.7% change in percentage in the last 24 hours, but even you can see many other cryptos that are even more in percentage change. So the best thing you can do, the best thing you can do and you should do is to accumulate. Accumulate. So if you want to accumulate BTC, that then what is the best thing you can do? You can come to Royalq and you can see we have three different markets here. We have three different markets here. We have the USDT market, we have a BTC market, and we also have Ethereum market. So why different? What is the purpose of having three different markets in Royalq when we can trade in just USDT market? Because Royalq knows that many traders have different purposes of trading any cryptocurrencies, but the common purpose is to accumulate. The one purpose that is common for all traders is to accumulate any of Bitcoin, any of cryptocurrency. So it gives us three choices. If you want to accumulate USDT, then you should go to USDT market. If you want to accumulate BTC, you can go and trade in BTC market. If you want to accumulate Ethereum, then you can go and trade in Ethereum market, because the market that you trade will help you accumulate the base currency of that market. So if you see in USDT market, we have the base currency as USDT. On all the trading pairs we are trading, the base currency you see is USDT. So it will help you to accumulate more and more of USDT. But we all know what is the difference between USDT and any other crypto, maybe BTC or something else. BTC is a variable coin. It is a volatile coin, but USDT is a stable coin. USDT is not a volatile coin. The value of USDT remains same. It does not goes up or down much, maybe a few percentage. But USDT is a stable coin. That is why we trade in USDT market, because one coin should be stable so that we can earn good profit from this market. What is the use of accumulating USDT when its values will not change even after the next halving? It will remain the same. Even if BTC goes to 1 million or 12 million, it will remain the same. So the best thing you can do, apart from trading in USDT, that you should not stop. That should be your first kind of trading. But along with trading in USDT market, you should also consider trading in BTC or Ethereum market, because we know if we go to BTC market, we are accumulating BTC. If we go to Ethereum market, we are not accumulating USDT, we are accumulating Ethereum. And if we accumulate BTC or Ethereum, after the next halving, these assets will grow in value. These assets will grow in value. Even if you don't trade, just keep it there. That asset will grow in value so much, it can grow from 28,000 per Bitcoin to $1 million per Bitcoin. It can grow so much. So if we want to accumulate BTC, where we need to go? We need to go into BTC market like this. And we have these 6 different pairs here. You see here, we have all these pairs that we can trade using BTC. So the first thing you need to do is to have a base currency of BTC. That is your base, right? And once you have a BTC, you can go and trade in any of all these coins, right? These 6 coins. It doesn't matter which coin is performing good or which is performing bad, because we are not trading for a single day or single week or single month. We are trading for long term. We are trading for long term. It can be 1 year, it can be 2 years, or even more. So trade on any of these coins. And when you trade, suppose you trade on XRP, and you trade using BTC. This is your pair, right? This is your pair. So how it will help, how Royalq will help you to add more and more of BTC inside your wallet. Every time the price of XRP goes down, it will go and buy more and more of what? XRP. It will go and buy XRP. So it will use your BTC that you have currently to buy more and more of XRP. And every time the price of XRP goes up and it is in profit, it will sell all the XRP and give you back what? Your BTC. So you will earn a profit in form of BTC. That is the advantage that you have if you trade in BTC market. The profit will be added in form of BTC, not in USDT. Even you will pay the fuel charges, that is fuel fees from your asset, that you will pay in USDT, but Royalq will give you the trading profit in form of BTC. That will not be in form of USDT. So in this way, you are adding up your BTC. You are increasing the quantity of BTC, right? So if you do this in a long term for 1 year, you will grow your BTC in a multifold, in multi times you can grow. And if you just keep on investing the same profit, the profit, you are adding up the profit plus your capital and trading with an increased capital every time. What you are doing, you are compounding your BTC. You are using the same profit in the next trade and you are compounding your BTC, right? So how to do this? Let us go to any of these coin. Suppose I go to LTC, and when you come here, I suppose you all know how to trade, how to start a trade. So I will not explain the basics. I will just talk about the trade settings. So what are the different options if you want to trade in BTC market? When you come on this page, the trade setting page, as you can see, Royalq has already given the default parameters that are considered to be the best setting that you can imagine. It has already given you the best setting that is available. The expert traders, the many expert traders of Royalq, they have designed this strategy. And if you are a newcomer, if you don't know how to set up all these figures, if you don't know how to give the best setting, and if you are just a beginner, you don't need to change anything here. Keep it as it is. Keep it as it is, as you see in the default setting. So when you open a new coin, you see these kind of settings. The first buy-in amount will be 0.0002. 0002. So this is the minimum first buy that you can have in BTC. Minimum. You can increase it, but you cannot make it smaller, because this is the minimum you can have to start. And if you convert this BTC in USDT, it will give you around 3.5 USDT. 3.5 USDT. So it is much even less than what you need in USDT market, right? So this is the first buy-in amount. Keep your margin call limit as 7. That is the minimum. You can go below this, but when you are trading on a cycle mode, you see here, we are trading on a cycle mode. Cycle mode means that you are trading, and every time it will sell all the asset, it will buy again. It will keep on trading in a cycle mode for the full year or even the next year also, right? So this is in cycle mode, and we are trading in a long term. So minimum, that is the minimum advisable calls that you can have is 7. You can increase it even if you have more capital. It depends on your capital. The whole position take profit is okay, 1.3. That is okay. And the callback should be 0.3. You don't need to change anything here. Buy and callback is okay. Sell or sub position take profit callback is okay. Everything is okay here. You don't need to change here. The only thing you need to consider is go to this margin configuration. And when we go to the next page, this is where you allocate your capital and set your parameters. So this is the most important setting that you need to learn and understand. So it all depends on your how much capital you are trading with. How much capital means how much Bitcoin do you have, not in USDT, because to trade this coin you need BTC. So first thing you need to do, convert your USDT into BTC from your exchange. So you have a trading capital of BTC, and now from that capital you can design this strategy according to your capital, right? So as we all know, we have two sides in this page. The left side is showing us how much market call drop that you need to cover, the drop in the market, and how much times you want to buy, how much times that you want to buy every time this drop happens, right? So you need to set this figure. When you come to this page, the margin call drop will be different that I have changed here. Maybe you see 3.5 here, maybe you see 3.5 here, maybe you see 4% here, maybe you see 4.7% here, or maybe 5.2% here. So Royalq gives you the long-term strategy, that is you can see steady or radical or conservative. So according to this default setting, if you add up all these percentages that Royalq gives you, if you add up all these percentages, the total comes to around 47%. The total of all these percentage drop is around 47%. So Royalq is advising you to cover at least 47% drop in the market. That should be your focus. So it is good if you want to cover 47%, or maybe you can increase it to 50%. It depends on your risk appetite, right? How much risk you want to cover. But why I have changed this to smaller numbers, because I know that Bitcoin halving is approaching, and already the market is showing us signs of bull run, and we don't expect the market to go below 47 or 50%. Maybe we see a drop from 20% to 30%. Maybe we see a drop maximum 30%. So you can change these figures in the left side and give it a total of 30% if you want, or maybe you can keep it as it is, right? Why I've reduced it? Because I personally believe that it cannot go below 30% now, because it has already fallen from the 69,000 to almost 50 to 60% down. So that is the bottom of the market. So now the market is going up. What you can do in the first four calls, give it a smaller percentage, maybe 1% or 2%. That is enough. And after that, in the coming 5th, 6th, and 7th call, you can increase it, and you can add up the total. If you add up the total, it should come around 30%, right? If you add up all these figures. So there should be a 30% market call drop. And what you need to calculate is the multiple buy-in ratio. So what is a multiple buy-in ratio? We are instructing the robot that every time the market drops to 1% down, go and buy 2 times for me. Every time the market drops again 1%, go and buy 4 times for me. So what is 4 times or 2 times or 8 times? It is times, not USDT. What is the time of thing it is buying? It is buying a multiple of your first buy, that we saw in the previous page. If you go on the previous page, this is the first buy in amount, right? So the first buy is 0.0002. So we are asking it should go and buy 2 times of our first buy, that is 0.0002 of BTC, right? So this will buy 0.0002, and how much time it will buy, that we need to feed here, right? So we can have multiple ways to allocate our capital here, but I will give you the best strategies that are considered the most effective strategy. So I will give you 3 different strategies, 3 different ways to allocate your multiple buy-in ratio, right? So 3 strategies that are the most advisable. One is a plus one strategy. Second is called a Fibonacci strategy. And the third one is called double up strategy. So what is the difference between these, that you will understand now? But which one is the best? If I tell you plus one is good, it is good. But Fibonacci is called better one. This is better than the previous one, the plus one, right? But double up, it is called the best of the best. It is called the best. So I will give it a star. It is the best one that you can use. So it depends on your capital, which strategy that you want. Before you go to the best one or you choose a different one, you must calculate how much capital is required to implement strategy. As every time we are buying, the next time we are buying double of what we bought before. So just multiply 2 with 4. Double of 4 is 8. Double of 8 is 16. Double of 16 is 32. Double of 32 is 64, and so on. So if you want to calculate how much is the capital required, what you can do, after you put these figures, just add up all these numbers on the right side of the page. Add up all these and multiply it with the first buy in amount. So we can go to our calculator now. Let us go to calculator and let me calculate it for you, right? How much capital is required? So I will go to my calculator, and now we calculate what is the total of all these 7 calls, right? So I will add up all the 7 calls and using the double up strategy. So double of 2 is 4, double of 4, the third call is 8, the fourth call will be double of 8, that is 16, then 32, then 64, and then 128. So are these the 7 calls? Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 calls here, and the total is this 254. But this is not the complete total. After you have added all the 7 margin calls, add a 1 to it in the last. 1. Why 1? Because that was your first buy. Before the robot started to take these margin calls, it has already bought 1 time. So this is the actual times. This is not your capital. This is the times that you will buy of your first buy. So what was your first buy? What was our first buy? If you remember, we have a first buy of 0.0002. That is the first buy we set in the first page. 0.0002 of BTC. That is not in USDT. So what you can do here, once you have calculated the total figure, that is 255 times, multiply it with 0.0002. So we can have how much BTC do we require. So this is the amount of BTC that we require. The amount of BTC that we require. And if you want to calculate how much USDT that you need to have this amount of BTC, multiply it with the current price. What is the current price of BTC? What is the current price? Maybe it is around 28,000. Maybe it is more or less, but let's take it a round figure. And we have now how much USDT do we require to start this trade with double up strategy? So this is the amount of USDT that you require, 1,428 USDT. So if you want to start this double up strategy, you need 1,428 USDT. Go and buy BTC with this current price, and this is the quantity of BTC that you will get, 0.051. So if you have this amount of BTC, you can go and start this trade, as I just told you. As I explained. So the capital required, that is 1,428. 1428. Okay. So if you have around $1,400 or $1,500 in your account, USDT in your wallet, you can buy 0.051 BTC and you can start this trade. And this is the best strategy that you can imagine. This is the best strategy that you can imagine. And this will help you to make your trade high quality, improve the quality of the trade, and make it more faster. So it will help you to actually lower your average price and make it closer and closer to the current price. So average price will be much closer to the current price, and this will also help you to minimize your floating loss. Your floating loss will be very little. Your average price will be down because you are buying double of what you bought before every time. And this is the most effective strategy. So if you use this one, this is the best one, right? There is no doubt about it. And every time it will sell, it will give you more and more of BTC because you will earn the profit in form of BTC. But what if someone says, I don't have 1,428 USDT with me? I'm a small trader. I have less than $1,000. So can I trade? Can I use a different strategy? You can. You can go for, from double up, you can go to the second best one, that is called a Fibonacci. Fibonacci. So if you want to know how to use the Fibonacci, Fibonacci is like this. It is a tricky strategy because it requires you to add up these two margin calls and put a total here. So it will go like this. If I change this, first call will be 2 times. First call will be 2 times. The second call will be 3 times. 3 times. And the third call will be 5 times. Why 5? Because 2 plus 3 is 5. Now add up 3 plus 5. Add up 3 plus 5 and put a 8 here. Now what will come here? The total of 5 plus 8, that is 13. So this is called Fibonacci. And what you can do, you can go back. You can go back and increase the call, number of calls to 8. Now we can have 8 margin calls. So we are increasing the calls and we are increasing the market drop also in this way. So here you can see we have now 8 margin calls, right? So we will design this strategy like this: 2, 3, 5, 8, then 5 plus 8 is 13 and so on, right? So let us go to quickly to our calculator and do the mathematics and add up all the margin calls, the 8 margin calls we have now. 2 plus 3 is 5 and 5 plus 3 is 8. What is 8 plus 5? That is 13. What is 13 plus 8? That is 21. What is 21 plus 13? That is 34. What is 34 plus 21? That is 55. So we have now, as you can see, we have 8 margin calls here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are the 8 margin calls. And the total is 141. So we have a total times of buying, 141 times we are buying, but don't forget again to add 1 in the last, because that was your first buy. And what was our first buy? Go and multiply this with our first buy, that was 0.0002, and it will come to a figure of 0.0284. So this is the amount of BTC that you must have to start this trade. Is it higher? Is it, or is it lower than before? This is lower, right? Because if we multiply it with the current price, that is around 28,000, what we have here, we can start this trade with 8 margin calls using the Fibonacci strategy with just $800. Previously, we wanted to start with 1,428. Now we can have this strategy with just $800. So if you have less than $1,000, go and use Fibonacci strategy, and it will only cost you $800. And this is the amount of BTC that you need to start this trade with this current price. So it may change. If the current price changes, it may change. So I just calculated and at 28,000 per Bitcoin. So now we have $800. Now we have $800 to go and start this trade. This is also good. Fibonacci is not so, it's not the best one, but it is still good, even better than all the other ones, right? So if someone says, I don't have even $800, I have just around $500 or $400, what should I do? Don't decrease your margin calls. A person may also think, instead of using 8 margin calls, why don't I trade with 4 or 5 margin calls? That will make my investment maybe half. So it will require less capital if you trade with less margin calls, but you won't be able to cover the drop in the market with less margin calls. So minimum margin calls you must have at least 7, right? You can change your strategy, but don't reduce your market call drop, because market is not our friend. Nobody can predict how much market can go up or down. So if you are trading with less margin calls, you are risking your trading capital, and you're risking to enter into a bigger floating loss. So if you have less margin calls, your floating loss may go to a bigger number, or maybe then you have to wait for a long period of time, right? So don't reduce the margin calls. Instead, what we can do, we can increase it. We can increase once we have a bigger capital to cover the market call drop also, right? So this is a strategy for $800. Now this was a strategy for $800. And now just give me 1 second. Now we need to have calculate another strategy that requires even less than $800, because some traders may be trading with around $500 or below. So we need a third strategy that we call plus one. So as the name says, it is just like this: 2 plus 1, that is 3, 3 plus 1, 4, 4 plus 1, that is 5. So just add up 1 every time you are buying. And to start this strategy, what you can do, you can come here and increase your margin calls to 10. So this is this requires less capital, so you can increase your margin calls to 10, right? This, okay? or maybe you can leave it to 8. It is up to you. It is just an advice to how much margin calls can you take with this kind of strategy. So 10 margin calls allows you to cover even more market drop from here. So here we see we have 10 margin calls now. So maybe initially you were covering just 30%. Now you can increase to 35 to 40% of market call drop in the left side of the page, right? Then the left side of the page. And how you can design the multiple buying ratio, just add up 1 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till the 10th margin call. So it is very simple. It is very simple to calculate. Just add up all the 10 margin calls like this: 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, because we started with 2. So these are the 10 margin calls. These are the 10 margin calls we have, and with total is 65. But don't forget to again add 1, because that was the first buy. And how much was the first buy? We can multiply it with 0.0002. So this is the amount of BTC you need, the amount of BTC. And if you want to calculate how much capital is required in USDT, just multiply it with the current price of BTC, what we see in the market, around 28,000. So you can trade with less than $400, even less than $400 using this strategy. So you just require $400. Let me make it simpler. Let me make it simpler. If you have around $400 or below, you can use the +1 strategy, +1. If you have around $800, you can use the double up strategy, double up. And if you have more than 1400 or 1500 around USDT, you can go and trade with the double up. Sorry, this was Fibonacci. This was not double up. This was Fibonacci, right? So these are the 3 different options. Number 1 is double up. This is the best one. This is better, number 2. And this is number 3. Good. So it depends on your capital, how much you have. But the last advice that I want to give you every time I do this, I always also give you a clear understanding. You must have a clear understanding that when you are using a weaker strategy, if you are using Fibonacci instead of double up, you are reducing the quality of strategy. It is not bad, but it is not as best as double up. And when you are using the +1 strategy, this is the weakest among all these 3, the weakest one. But still, it is good. It will not give you a huge floating loss. So don't compromise on your strategy if you have good capital. Someone may think I have $1,500, 1,500 USDT. Why not I go and trade on 3 or 4 coins using the +1 strategy? Maybe he can think that I can trade on 4 coins using the +1, or maybe I can trade on 2 coins using the Fibonacci strategy if I have $1,500. But you may also, but the quality of your trade will be less effective. The effectiveness of the trade will reduce. So don't chase after the quantity. Instead of increasing the quantity of trades, focus on increasing the quality of trade, because the quality is important. Even if you trade on less coin, even if you trade on 1 coin for the whole year, it will still be performing better than 2 or 3 coins that are using the weaker strategy. It will still be performing better than that, because robot will now have more chances to close the trade and give you profit quicker and frequently. It will give frequent and quicker profits, and the floating loss will be reduced to a minimum amount. So always focus on quality of your trade instead of focusing on the quantity of your trades. So that was the last message. And when you have designed all this, just go and confirm, and put it in cycle mode. Don't change to one shot. But if you have less than $300, maybe someone trades on 100 or 200 or $150, then you can go and change this to one shot. Because if you have a lesser capital, if you have $100 or $150 or $200, then you cannot trade on 10 or 7 margin calls. 7 to 10 is advisable. But if you don't have a huge capital or a good amount of capital, then what you can do, you can trade with just 4 to 5 margin calls instead of 7 to 10. Then you need to reduce your margin calls, because you cannot trade more than that if you calculate. So when you are using less margin calls, that means you're not able to cover. Suppose I trade on 4 margin calls here, and when I go to margin configuration, you see these are the market call drops. These are the call drops that I can have, and the highest limit can be 4 to 5. If I am trading it just $150. So this small capital will not help me to cover the market call drop to at least 30%. That you should always cover, right? So maybe you put a 2 here, or 3 here, or 5 here, or maybe 10 here. How much are you covering now? This is just 20%. But still the gap is too much. So if you trade on a smaller capital, you will not be able to cover 15 to 20% or more than that. And when you are unable to cover market call drop of at least 30%, then you are risking your capital on a market call drop, and you are risking your capital for a bigger floating loss. So if you are using less than $300, it is advisable use it on one shot. But still, if you are using on at least 7 margin calls, then you can trade on cycle, because that will allow you to cover at least 30 to 40% of market call drop. So when you have set up your trade, go back and just on the previous page and just start the trade at the current price, because it doesn't matter which price are you right now. Just start the trade, and after or before starting, you can come here on the strategy mode. This is another important thing that you should not forget, to put it on a sub-bin mode. Why sub-bin mode? Because remember our purpose of trading in BTC market. What was our purpose? Our purpose was not to withdraw our profit every time we have a profit. Our purpose is to accumulate, not to withdraw. So if you want to accumulate and keep on using your trading profits inside the trade, and you want to reinvest your profit into the trade to compound it to a greater amount and for a longer period of time, this is the best thing that you can do. Change the strategy mode to sub-bin mode, because if you put it on sub-bin mode, real-time settlement, that profit will come and it will reflect in the revenue details, but it will not be used to reinvest in the trade. Robot will not reinvest it inside the trade, and it will not help you to average your market call drop. So this is the best strategy that you can use, sub-bin mode. don't use these two, because this is the best one for compounding and accumulating, right? So this is how you trade on BTC market, and it is up to you which coin do you want to trade. Just go to BTC market, and according to your capital, you can trade on either of these coins, and let it trade for at least 1 or 2 years, at least till the BTC price goes above your expectation, maybe $1 million or more, right? So that way you will be accumulating more and more of BTC inside your wallet, and you are compounding it, and you are increasing the quantity of BTC that you have. So once the Bitcoin halving happens after this year, in the next year, we will all be benefiting from the rise in the price and the new all-time high that we are going to witness in the coming 1 or 2 years. And only those people who take action and start accumulating today, because still we have 1 year to accumulate, and only those people who accumulate today, for the next year, they will become millionaires and billionaires in crypto market. So thank you so much for listening to me. And my session is over now. And if you have something to ask, you can ask in the chat option. I'm here to answer your queries. And if it is all clear, you can write clear. If you have any question, you can write your question here. Okay, someone is asking how much does it need to buy this 7 margin call with this default settings? I already explained you, sir. With 7 margin calls, you need a capital of more than 1,400 USDT. That will help you to buy a quantity of BTC of 0.051 BTC. Then you can start this trade and trade on 7 margin calls. So the capital required is around 1,400 USDT. If you have 1,400 or more, you can trade on double up using 7 margin calls. If you have around 800 USDT, then you can use the second best one, Fibonacci. If you have less than 400 USDT, you must trade on +1. Okay, someone is Santoshji. Yes, you are asking what is first preset buy-in price, highest first buy, first position drop. Is it same? No, these are different. Let me share the screen and explain. But these are not required actually if you are trading on long term on BTC market. But let me explain this, and let us go back to the trade. Okay, so first question you ask is what is the first preset buy-in price? This is required when you want to start the trade on the first time. The first time you want to start. So if you see that this is the current price right now, and if you want to start your trade, the first time you start the trade and you want to start it at a lower price than this, then you can mention the preset price here. That is called preset price. If I go here, I can put a price lower than the current price. Don't put a price higher than the current price, because robot always selects the lowest one, which is the lowest one. So if the current price, as you see, is 0.003323, so what I need to do, I will write a price 0.00 maybe 30 and confirm, right? So this is the current price of this trade, right? LTC oblique BTC, and this is the preset price. So when you start the trade from here, Royalq goes to the market and see which is the lowest one. Is this the lowest? Then it will start on this trade. If this is the lowest, it will start on this price. It will take the lowest one. So this was your preset price. I hope you understood. And now one more thing that is very important to understand is what is the function of these highest first price and first position drop. This is optional to use. As you can see, we have optional here. This is optional to use, but if you understand this, you can use it in a better way. And it is only used in a cycle mode. As you can see, we are in the cycle mode. If I change it to one shot, it will disappear. If I change it to I don't know why not changing. So if I change it to one shot, it will not show me here. But what is the use of these two? You see, once you start the trade, suppose you have given 7 margin calls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or maybe 7. So once the Royalq start to buy all the calls, and once it start to sell, the price start to go up, and it will keep on selling all the calls. And once it reaches the 4th margin call, this is the first, second, third, and fourth. So if you know this, this information that Royalq trades in a whole warehouse mode on the first 4 margin calls. So it will sell all the calls after the 4th margin calls in as an individual call. But once it enters the whole warehouse mode, which is the first 4 margin calls, it will sell all these 4 margin call plus the first buy together in one single sale, right? So once it sells all these 4 margin calls, it will come out of the trade. Now the quantity is 0, the position amount is 0, and the trade has been stopped. But you put it on a cycle mode. You have already put it on a cycle mode. So how is the cycle mode? Suppose you start the trade here, and this is the total quantity that you have bought. When the price drops and when the price increases, it will go and sell and come to 0. So in cycle, it will again buy at the current price that it sold the last margin call, the last 4 margin calls. So if this is the current price here, which it sold and closed the trade, all the coins had been sold, it will go and buy again on that same market price. So suppose you have given, just try to understand, suppose you have given that buy for me all the margin calls using the market call drop, and once the profit ratio that you put here 1.3%, the market goes above 1.3%, go and sell, right? So this price will be higher than all the margin calls that you have taken. This will be the highest price. But if you don't want the robot to buy again at the highest price, what option do you have? You can put a first preset price here or a first position drop here. That you are asking the robot, don't buy in a cycle mode at the same price that you have sold, but wait for the price to drop. Wait the price to drop. Maybe you can put a price here, or maybe you can put a percentage here. But you can use either of these two, either this or this. You cannot use both of them because these are two different options. So if I go here, it will also explain me the meaning of this thing. After the cycle strategy ends, if the latest market price is higher than the price, the system will set the price as the first preset buy in price of the strategy. Okay. When the latest market price falls to the set price, it will trigger a reopening. It explains, I think. And if I put a price here, I can put a price here. Suppose I put a price that is lower than the first buy that it the first buy in price that when I started the trade. So it will wait for the price to drop, and then it will start at the lower price. Or you can put a percentage here. Suppose you want the robot to buy again the cycle, but you don't want to buy at the same price. Suppose you want it to fall by 5%, then again buy the cycle in the cycle mode. So you can put 5% or the price here. It is up to you. Either you can put a price here or you can put a percentage. Both will serve the same purpose. I hope you have understood. I hope you have understood now. So when you put a first preset price here, it is the first time you are starting the trade. But when you put a price in the next page, when I explain to you this, the strategy period and the highest first price, this is the same preset price. It works as the same preset price, but in a cycle mode. In a cycle mode. Because you cannot put a preset price every time it closes here. You can only put this in the first time. After that, you can use the second option. So I think I have explained clearly. If it is clear, then you can write it is clear. Mr. Santosh. Okay, I see a very intelligent question by Mr. Patrick. Maybe, sir, you are new here. You are just joined Royalq, or maybe you are thinking to join. So that is why you are asking how and where you can buy BTC. Sir, we all know that we want to buy any of cryptocurrency, we have to go to the exchange, and only the exchange is the place where you can buy any crypto, right? So if you want to buy BTC, go and buy with exchange, whichever exchange you have an account. And to buy, you can go to the trade option also, or you can go to the convert option also. You can use either of that, and you can buy the BTC here. So before starting any of these strategy, go and buy BTC from your exchange. Then you can start this trade. Okay, someone is asking, please share the BTC halving chart on this platform. Okay, I can share, and just take a screenshot if you want. If you want, you can take a screenshot. Because the time is running and I want to close the session. I hope the screen is visible and you can take a screenshot, and you can save it and share it with your team members also. This is very important chart. So I think we are done. Right. Any more questions you want to ask, or we can close the session? Please, are those percentages in the strategy settings subject to change? I don't understand which change are you asking about? Percentage in the strategy settings subject to change. That will not change itself. You are the one who is responsible to change it, and you can change it anytime, because semi-automatic robot, it allows you to change anytime you want. After 1 or 2 years of trading the same coin, how do you stop it to get your accumulated BTC? You can stop it anytime with using the pause button. Just when you see that you have accumulated and your purpose is served, then you can stop the trade anytime. And before you stop the trade, go to your exchange and check how much BTC that you have accumulated. If you are satisfied with the quantity and you want to sell BTC, just stop the trade and sell. You can sell using the exchange trade option if you want to sell, but don't sell unless you see that you have already accumulated and the value of the price of BTC has touched around the new all-time high. Then you are in a huge profit. So I think I have answered all the questions. I don't see any more. And if you still have, you can ask in the groups we have, in the WhatsApp groups. You can ask there. So let us close the session today, and it's already time. 2 hours have been gone, and I usually take 1.5 or 2 hours every time. So thank you for being patient and being a lovely audience and attending the session till the last, whoever have not left yet. And see you again on the next Wednesday in the same session, same time, same place. And before that, we will meet in the next session with our wonderful leaders. Thank you so much for attending and making notes and learning this knowledge, and make it your goal that you want to accumulate more and more of BTC or any other crypto. Go for new coins. Always focus accumulating on the top 10 or top 5 coins that you have, and that should be your best decision, right? So thank you so much, and let us meet in the next session. Till then, have a nice day and happy trading.